The Muppets were Nazis. Hey, welcome to the very second episode of The Chicken Hole Show. As always, I'm your host, Graham. So the Muppets suck. They sing too much, their skits are unfunny, but they were Nazis. Why are there so many songs about Nazis and what they got in their oven? Nazis are villains with skulls on their helmets. Alright, that's enough of that. That's inappropriate. Everybody knows who the Muppets are. What you didn't know is that the Muppets were Nazis created to run underneath Soviet tanks on the Eastern Front and then blow up. The Soviets ended up taking that idea and using dogs for it. They never had the success that the Muppets had. Walt Disney was a Nazi, and so the same reason that Nazi lovers want to buy Hitler's old paintings, that's why he wanted to buy the Muppets. You know what the Muppets' natural enemy is, though? Condoms. Pretty much because Muppets are like STDs. When you think about it, how do the Muppets reproduce? So we know they do. There are Muppet babies, so obviously somehow they reproduce and have young and they grow up. Anyway, the Muppets are pretty old though, so it must be pretty hard for them to reproduce by now. I know that obviously Kermit could just take Viagra, but I don't know about Miss Piggy. She is already horny though, and then she's taking women Viagra. I don't know, is there such a thing as that? Women's Viagra. Kermit trying to get his frog penis, it's gotta be tiny. I mean, even if he is a huge freak of a frog, you can see him walking around, so it's obviously smooth and hidden away inside of him. Like, I don't know, I guess females in their ovaries. It's a good thing Disney bought them when they did. One more franchise sale and they would have ended up a porn franchise. Then you would have had, Muff Piggy, Gonzaria, Kermit the Cuck, and even their movies would end up getting remade. Muppets from Spum, The Great Muppet Orgy. Speaking of Miss Piggy, you know that she's been around the block so many times that it takes 2 fists for her to feel anything. So Kermit, if he's a cuck, he probably started watching, sex tapes or something. So it went from just him watching through a computer screen to him watching through the window while Tommy Lee plows Miss Piggy. You know Pamela Anderson has been losing it these past 2 years. She crashes kids' birthday parties, giving away VHSs of her sex tape. Don't watch this! No, don't! She's forcing into their hands. Did you see me in Baywatch? Wasn't I hot? My breasts were always this big. Although her breast size isn't an analog to her career development. But the Muppets have got to be responsible for some perverted little kids. Mr. Hands has Muppets written all over him. He's probably watching everyone growing up. And then it just wasn't enough as time went on. So he started first going at it with puppets. A sock's a puppet, right? You can do a sock puppet. And then just when that couldn't satiate his urges anymore, he moved on to live animals, obviously. Until a horse ripped apart his rectum. Muppets are probably a scourge on the nation's youth. Pamela Anderson's at a modeling agency. Oh, we didn't call you in. That's all right. Do you want me to take some pictures? I can take my clothes off. No, that's fine. Are you sure? I don't mind taking them all off. Here, just let me show you. No, please, Miss Anderson. You can leave them on. Did you know I was in Baywatch? I already did that joke. She's not desperate for attention at all. And for the first time, we have listener feedback. All right, so let's look at comments on the first episode, see if anybody left any questions for me to answer. I guess not. But we do have some other ones somehow or another. So let's take a look, shall we? My cat doesn't like lasagna. Should I put him down? Have you ever wondered how little someone has to have going on in their life from the write in to a newspaper or to call in on a show like that? All right, and then the final one, let's see. I just had it written down here. This legit comment. Review my art. So that's how we're going to segue to the Rule 34. Real smooth. There can't be a lot of Muppet Rule 34. Let's open some of these random ones up. Is that a coloring book? Jesus, people. He's sitting on a top hat? And why is something coming out of his chest? 2019. Why? I don't know. I just don't know. Show most of that. Look, no nipple, so that's fine. Does Miss Piggy actually have breasts, though? I don't remember. I don't think so. I think Miss Piggy just wears dresses that divide like she did have cleavage. Oh my goodness. His penis has a butt at the end. How would a puppeteer even control that? They have their hand for the mouth, and they have their other hand, I guess, just goes all the way through. Makes it hard to move his arms or anything, though. Oh my god. Oh, I almost vomited. Ugh. What is wrong with people? It's a normal-sized Pickle Rick, I guess, and Kermit. Rick is coming in Cuphead's head, and then Kermit is drinking it. But the people like it. Look at all those comments. What the heck are these? They're clay sculptures. Why would someone spend that much time sculpting and molding this? Craftsmanship-wise, it looks good. You don't see any thumbprints. It looks accurate. Well, I mean, her breasts are not that humongous. Those are some Pamela Anderson breasts again. Those are Pamela Anderson scary early 2000s where they're gargantuan. Laptop fan is kicking in the high. I don't know. That's probably not a good thing when you start looking at this kind of stuff. Some Bitcoin miners are getting installed right this very minute. And there's so many of them. They even textured the nipple. At least they kept her hooves. I hate when they try to give them hands. It just looks weird. Oh look, they're spooning Kermit and her. Oh! Kermit is a frog. I'd forgotten about the tongue. I wonder how much control frogs have over their tongues. They can shoot it out and obviously, hit a fly and bring it back. But could they hold their tongue out? Could they stretch their tongue out and hold it? That's what Miss Piggy would want. That's not Kermit. And why would Gonzo have pubic hair if isn't he from Mars or something? None of these are super shocking though. And besides, I guess the clay one and the amount of time someone spent on it, they're all obvious. Kermit and Miss Piggy. Banging Muppets and various humans going at it. I guess the thing that people seem to forget is that since Muppets are, puppets, they obviously all have puppeteers. So it's disappointing that they don't have the puppeteers in these pictures. I mean, if Kermit and Miss Piggy are going at it, what are the puppeteers doing? Would Jim Henson have made them kiss? Or do they just kind of turn their heads and forget what their arms are doing? Oh, look, it's Bert and Pamela Anderson. She's like, grrr, paparazzi. Oh, look, Janice, the hottest of the Muppets. That doesn't turn me on. How disappointing. Kind of disturbing looking. Those thighs. Are there Muppet Flash games? Filthy puppet. That's probably not what I want. Yeah, it's always concerning when your fan all of a sudden kicks on when you're going to one of these sites. Something is getting installed down there. This isn't puppets. Now it says pop it. Those eyes are disturbing. Hey, baby, let's get a... Oh, well, that was easy. Why is it puppet? Filthy puppets. Now you won't be able to run away from me. That's always something you want to say. That's a good option. That's what Pamela Anderson says when she corners a paparazzi in some Hollywood alley. Now you can't run away from me. Oh, it's one of these. Click. Not so hot. Not so hot. Not so hot. Oh, rubber forearm. That's real good. So one thigh is different than the other. Her breast got bigger when that bra came off. Those hands are strangely feminine. Look at that thumbnail. I guess it's hard to see, but it looks very manicured. It looks like a giant red dildo in between. In fact, I think it is. Although they should probably make dildos that have a little bag that you can squeeze to make stuff come out of them. Download. I don't think you ever want to click that button. Poor Pamela Anderson. No one wants to make a Flash game about her. It's so disappointing. Looks like no one spent the time to animate a Muppets game like that. So Pamela Anderson, she'll go in for like a reading for a role at a movie studio. And she'll read it, All right, thank you. You can go now. Are you sure? I could stay a little longer. Do you want me to read it again? No, we got it. You can go now. Are you sure? I can do it without my clothes on. I don't mind. Did you know I was on Playboy 14 times? Yes, we've heard, Miss Anderson. Well, I just wanted to make sure you guys knew. I was married to Tommy Lee. Are there any sex scenes in this movie? I'll do them. Don't worry about it. I won't even need a body double. No, Miss Anderson. The movie is rated G. It's fine. It'll get more people in the seats. I'll just take them off right now. Here, what? No, Miss Anderson, don't. All right, so thanks for watching this second episode of The Chicken Hole Show. Follow me on Twitter, subscribe, and I will see you next time, probably in a week. Thanks, and good night. But why do they always draw these animals with human genitalia, with human penises? It doesn't make any sense. A cat's penis comes out kind of from its stomach, like a dog, and it's barbed. It's not going to be a circumcised... It's not going to be circumcised like that.